It's time for the Jim and Terry Show.
Never know how much I love you. Never know how much I care. When you put your arms around me, I get a fever that's so hard to bear. You give me fever when you kiss me, fever when you hold me tight. Fever in the morning, fever all through the night. Sun lights up the daytime, moon lights up the night. But I light up when you call my name, and you know I'm gonna treat you right. You give me a fever when you kiss me, fever when you hold me tight. I said fever. Welcome back to the Jim and Terry Show. I'm Terry.
And I am Jim. We're in Bob Cajun. We're back to the radio. We've discovered that we just have good radio voices. That's it. Actually, what has happened is our good looks were too shiny, and
The glare off our foreheads.
the glare off our foreheads. Yeah. Anyways, we're back in a format where we're facing each other and we're having a good time.
Yes, we're looking at across the studio table from each other, which is better than staring to shoulder, staring straight ahead.
Yeah, and me grimacing. You notice I'm not grimacing. My leg's not so bad right now.
So your knee is doing well.
It's doing better.
Was there any oil from Jerusalem?
Nope, nothing.
No special healing involved.
No special healing.
Just power of
no
positive
special
thinking.
toking. No special nothing.
Okay. Hey, you came this morning and I didn't have your usual toast and some kind of jam, although Kathy did send over, and I wanted to get you to sample it, some plum jam.
Oh, all right.
As opposed to pearl jam.
Oh, yeah. Well, what
Plum
I had
jam.
is peaches and cream, which was great.
You had a freshly peeled peach. I just did that.
Where was that peach from? Was it off a tree or at the grocery
Yeah,
store?
yeah, it wasn't the plastic fruit bowl. I was going to leave you with that. Yeah, so you had that this morning, peaches and cream, which is a kind of corn, which is what we got to wrap up with enough time to be able to cook some fresh corn, peaches and cream corn.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. That's where I was going with
And butter tarts, which Jan.
Butter tarts from Jan.
They were fabulous, Jan. I had 2 of them. And I'm in a sugar buzz right now. So
Oh,
look out.
you had to peel Jim off the ceiling tiles. The butter tarts, courtesy of Jan, were because of her gratitude and indebtedness to her favorite son-in-law, her only son-in-law, coming over and rescuing her technology question on, my TV won't work and the Blue Jays are coming up. Anybody out there who can help?
Yeah, it's great that Jan's into such sports and she's really into football. And that's cool.
It is cool.
Yeah.
So
She's a
there
cool
you go.
woman.
There's our notion to Jan. Thank you very much for the butter tarts. And don't worry, Jan, I still have a stash set aside. So Jim didn't eat them all.
But I've not left yet.
He has not left yet. So that's that story. Let's go on to the story of documents.
Oh, the documents on the floor. My head's exploded a couple of times when people say, oh, the FBI threw those documents on the floor. No, you silly mortal.
It wasn't planted?
No. What happened is, you see that box there, Exhibit 2A, or that box with all Trump's paraphernalia in it, and the Time magazine cover, all that, all good stuff to keep, I think. But in that box were those documents. And what the FBI needs to do is when they have a search warrant, a legal search warrant put out by a judge, when they're conducting their search, they have to document what they're taking. So they lay it out on the floor and they take a picture of it. And then they would put that probably back in the box or in another box, I don't know. And they'll take it for evidence to go through. And nobody at Fox is as stupid as they're pretending to be. I'm sorry. Nobody is that stupid to believe the FBI did that. I know we're limited at time, but let me just say I love what Joe said on Morning Joe. I live on Morning Glory.
It was glorious on Morning Joe.
If you want to hunt me down, I live on Morning Glory. He said, Mr. President, you realize when there's a murder and you see the tape around the body, the murderer didn't put that tape there. It's the same. I thought it was brilliant. That's the same thing, folks. Those items need to be documented, and they need to be documented in a way that you can see the seriousness as well. And it wasn't the FBI that decided to bring this all out. That was the Trump organization that wanted clarity. And so they said, fine, here's why we're there.
The documents were stolen.
Yes, this is another thing.
Is that too harsh of a word?
Well, no, it's a truth. And again, it's another thing that I don't understand by those backing Trump, whether you like him or not. You have to realize that no sitting president is allowed to take those documents home. No sitting president.
I thought Trump said Obama did it. Why can't
Obama didn't do that. The records that were under Obama when Obama was finished his presidency went to Chicago, where they're building a presidential library. In Chicago, they were under lock and key in a secure area. Why? Because you don't want your enemies to discover this stuff. The reason you can't have it at your resort or at your own house is, as Trump's own lawyer stated, she has been there and seen this stuff herself, and many people have been in that office. These are top secret documents where, should someone take a picture of them, or should Trump take a picture and post it, this could give away the names of operatives all around the world, and they could die. This could give the secrets on how we do our espionage. All kinds of different things can happen if those documents get in the hands of an adversary.
Just to play devil's advocate, we're not both of Trump's new lawyers, both young women, both made the assertion that these were not trumped up charges necessarily, but they were weak, ordinary things like espionage. I mean, that's random and ordinary.
Yeah.
And obstruction, that's a random kind of
and
charge.
Obstruction, only
generic.
20 years in jail for you and me. Trump, 4 months.
So that's the latest from the Trump side, was those allegations that everybody has these kinds of things. It's mundane.
Well, that's just crazy. And this is what's making this even more crazy. And those who are trying to say things like, why would you trust the FBI and stuff, those are I don't have any respect for those people, because you need, if it's a nation of law, and the GOP used to be the party of law, you need to have law. And the FBI did not act on their own. They act with tips, by the way, from Trump's people, that these documents were there. They asked for the documents, begged for them over a period of time, finally got some of the documents back. But again, the archive people said some are missing, because they knew there were special things that they knew would be in the archives that weren't there. So the FBI then had to go to a judge and say, look, they signed a paper saying they gave us everything. We believe that there's top secret documents at this resort, at Trump's house, still. And lo and behold, the judge agreed. They went there. It wasn't a raid. It was a search warrant. They went there very politely, very nicely, and they searched the premises and found twice as many secret documents than they were given by Trump. So the biggest problem here is they signed a paper stating that the FBI had all of the government's papers back, because remember, this belongs to the people. This belongs to the government of the United States. It doesn't belong to Trump. None of it. Even with his name on it, it doesn't belong to him. It's in the archives. It belongs to the American people.
So Mar-a-Lago is a CSI episode. Crime scene
Unbelievable.
investigation.
I can't wait for the movies to come out. I just can't. There's going to be so many movies. It's just going to be like a Trump fest for 5 years.
Oh, it could be a series.
Yeah. So the bottom line is they did everything by the law. And then Trump did everything not by the law. He stole the documents and brought them to his private home, exposing them possibly to the people that want to bring America down.
Well, the lawyer admitted that there were a lot of people with access to the room.
She said it just the other day. I couldn't believe she said it. And so because she was trying to say that the FBI threw the papers on the floor. They never said they did that. That's why you've got the markers there. That's why you got the ruler there showing this. The FBI put them on the floor out of said box, which belonged to Trump. Didn't belong to Trump. None of it. It was in his possession.
Now,
in his office. Very dangerous.
This search warrant expedited by the FBI with all these boxes of documents marked top secret has been making its way and caused enough of a ripple on the right wing that we saw something we haven't seen for, I'm thinking, over a year, maybe 2 years. And that's a QAnon Q drop, which is the conspiracy world, which is part of the MAGA universe, is the way of looking at there's deep state's going to be toasted now. You know you're in trouble when Alex Jones on his podcast says, oh yeah, sometimes within the next 71 days there's going to be a massive roundup and they're all going to get it.
I thought they were going to be round up before.
They were.
And then
it's been going on for years.
Weren't they the baby-eating lizards?
Yes, and don't forget the barge was off of Guantanamo Bay with all the Democrats that they'd rounded up to put in jail. And
folks, they're killing lots of money. You're giving them money and buying their products. They're all full of it. They're just full of it. You're fall for it. You have been dragged into possibly a cult. Get out.
Now,
Run.
which is the cult? The Trump cult or the QAnon cult? Or is there two cults or is it one cult?
Well, as I've said many times, and I do this to, I'm a part of the conservative thinking people, but the far right is suckering people into nothing but lies, and we're going to have another show on just lies.
Truth Social and Lies.
Yeah.
Jim and Terry Show. You heard it here first from the Jim and Terry. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.